What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another episode, and a special one at that, for the 3 to T series, because this is the first subscriber requested course. I have a couple written down that I'm going to get to today. First subscriber requested course of the new 3 to T series. So today we are playing Oakmont CC, aka Oakmont Country Club, in Oakmont, PA, Pennsylvania. Course designer in this one was Adam TC4, and this one comes courtesy of Smoke Sims Golf, aka Kenneth Smoke. Awesome YouTube channel. He has TGC 2019, has a Skytrack Outdoors. He uses a green screen and does live streams. So he basically puts himself inside the game as he's playing, which looks pretty cool. And in all fairness, he requested this a little while ago. My apologies for not getting to it sooner, but so he didn't exactly request this. He probably just wanted a regular request, but because I'm switching over to this new series, I'm adding it to this one for the first one. So playing the furthest back tees like always, testing out some new equipment. I just took a look. I played one kind of test round before, which you guys will be seeing right before this, but audio sounded fine. The video, unfortunately, doesn't look the best, at least from my end. It maybe looks different once I go back inside, but I'm just going to try to do what I can here today, and then possibly by the time I come out next time, maybe change some settings around or whatever. But basically, if any of you guys are maybe OBS or kind of this, if you have like indoor simulators and you're record yourself or whatever, if you know more about cameras or whatnot, this is a Anker 2K web camera, so it's a good camera. Usually I record on a 4K camera and I overlay it, which you guys usually see, but this should be, from what I can tell, 2K and 4K pretty similar. Obviously 2K is not quite as good, but it seems like the color kind of is what it is. We're outside, so it's a little bit washed out. I can probably adjust that, but it seems like the frame rate is a little bit low. It's just a little bit stuttery and laggy. So I don't know if I can change around some settings in OBS to correct that or not. But if you guys have any suggestions, let me know down in the comments. But let's get into it. First hole, Oakmont CC, par 4, 480. Take a look at the fly over here. Also, testing out a new mic, which sounded at least all right from, I just went into it quick right before just to make sure everything recorded and captured correctly. But all right, got a bridge or something back there. First hole doesn't look too difficult, pretty straightforward. I forgot to aim on the first tee shot on the last one, so not going to make that mistake this time. Pretty narrow fairway, but we're going to aim up here to the left side, do a little baby fade, and down 21 yards, so this should help with driver if I can connect on one. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe a good video to ask, because Smoke's video looks pretty good, and he's got everything, and he's actually streaming live. Doesn't look like his stutters a ton, so maybe he can let me know down in the comments if he stumbles across this. Let me know if I can change around anything. If you use OBS, if I can change around any settings. I know there's like different bit rates and whatnot when you're streaming. I have to look into that again if I try to do a live stream out here, but just for the recording factor, I didn't see any kind of crazy bit rates, and I had the frames per second set up to the highest possible, so I don't know. But well, that was very high in the face. Didn't leave a sky mark, luckily, but that was at least partially towards the white. It was up here, partially off the white section of the crown of the driver. Not great, but usually high on the face is better than low on the face. At least it launches higher with lower spin. You catch it low on the face, it launches lower, and the spin kicks up. So 100.9 on the club speed, 144 because that was so high and so high toe. But we got 275 total out of it, luckily from some of that downslope. Leaves us with 207 left, down 13. We're going to aim here. So what am I going to hit? Luckily we're in the fairway, so that brings us down to 197, 194 total. I'm going to try the 6-iron. GSPro suggesting 5-iron, but that's carry, and without Garmin registering the spin, if I hit one good with the 5, usually I play that to about 210, 215, play the 6-iron, a little bit less than that, about 5-10 yards less. So I think the 6-iron is the club if I can at least hit it, and if not, par 4 will at least be up there with hopefully a little bit of a wedge just into the inner circle to try to save par. A little bit heely. It's going to be short right. It's going to fade more than I want, but no, it's not that short, I guess. It's just left it out to the right. We're bouncing 202 on it, despite being heely. But I mean, we're pin high right. We're just 22 yards to the right. So all in all, not what we were exactly looking for, but it's manageable. We're in a manageable spot here. So 22 yards going back, kind of sideways into this, but out of the rough, it's going to come out a little bit right. 6% on 22. That's nothing. That's a yard. So we're looking at about 23 total. Try to probably land this about 18, 19, 20 with the 60 degree and sneak it inside the inner circle to try to save par on the first hole. On the bright side, I'm thinking at least the screen recording or like the screen capture of the GSPro gameplay, that's just completely unchanged. So that should still look as good as it used to look. So at the bare minimum, at least you're seeing that. And yeah, I just have to figure out, I guess, what I need to do exactly with that camera. But I'm hoping it looks at least a little bit smoother and a little bit sharper once I get it back inside, because this gaming laptop, it only has a 1080p display, so that could be part of the issue. One, I'm recording in 4K, so it's not taking advantage of the 4K as I'm looking at it on the screen, and I'm wondering if possibly, although the camera is 2K, if it's getting possibly downscaled to 1080. I don't know. I'm not super tech savvy. I can manage things enough to get things to work and kind of piece things together, but just being able to know off the bat which things to try or not try, or even know what the issue possibly could be, I'm not quite there. So I'm going to have to do some research, but let's see what we can do with the 60. I pulled it. That'll be a little bit long, and it's going to be left, I think. And it is long and left, but I think we got it to stay there for a par. That's lucky. Same thing as that first round I just played. I scraped together some not so great shots that we were able to squeak out some pars with. So even through one, onto the second hole, aka the ninth hole here at Oakmont. Par 4, 475, up 21 yards this time. So we really need a good tee shot. But look at all these markers. That's a pretty cool look. All the different colors. Take a look at the fly over here. Pretty narrow, but not a ton to get in trouble with. I mean, that deep rough I think you can play out of. Obviously, there's a ton of bunkers. Got the clubhouse back there. Pin is tucked front right, but a lot of room to work with on the green. So let's see what we can manage here. Haven't really been flaring most of the drives to the right, so we're going to aim here, hopefully straighten it out a little bit, and going to need, I mean, even if I hit it 265 total, it's only going to give us about 240 out of it because of the upslope, so I need some good contact and some decent speed here with this driver swing. Alright, that was hit a little bit better, felt a little more squared up. Still fading a decent amount, but we're down the middle, we aimed up the left, so this should actually work out to be pretty decent. That's not bad, 262, and that was with the upslope. So I guess it was only about half of that. We still have 9 out of the 21, I think it was, or about 10 yards out of the 21. So realistically, completely flat fairway with no wind or obviously anything else within a simulator environment. That was swung at almost 107, 152. That was about 2. So you would add 10 yards to it if that was flat, but it was about 272, but we'll take the 262 for sure. Leaves us with 212. Kind of deceiving, it didn't look that far, but it's going to come out right, and that pin is tucked so far, I'd rather be on the green than possibly into that bunker, but 212 up 10, so we're at 222. I guess I'm going to hit 4-iron. It's right between, it has to be like a flush 4-iron, or a kind of a choke down, easier swing with the 4 hybrid, but I think the 4-iron is the play, and Garmin's suggesting 5-iron. I don't know about that, but I stand corrected. I said Garmin's suggesting 5-iron. Garmin's not doing anything besides registering and reading the shots. GSPro, I just have my stock yardages in, and it recommends a club. Not that I look at that a ton, but it recommends a club based on the carry yardage. So on an ideal strike, possibly 5-iron distance, but not when you factor in the 10 yards of upslope on top of it. So 4-iron it is. Chunked it pretty bad, and it was off the heel. Short right into that bunker that I didn't want to be in that we were talking about, but we can get up and down from here to save par if we get inside the inner circle. Granted, we're short-sided, and there is 2 bunkers here. I would still consider this a greenside bunker, despite not being the closest one to the green, so I think I'm going to play it as 25%. The difference being fairway bunkers are 5 to 10% and the green side are 25. So a shot like this, that could, not that 10% is 2 yards, obviously on 22, so it's not a ton, but could be the difference between saving another par and possibly being either short or long by a couple yards. But 22 up about, we'll call it 3 yards, so 25, and then 25% is going to be another 5. So 30 total, and we basically, I mean, ideally landed on that fringe and hopefully get a lucky bounce, but we're going to aim here. We're on an upslope, which is good. Just try to launch it high with the 60 and drop it in there. Caught it pretty clean. This could work out. Go in the hole. Oh, I'll take that all day long. That's a really good par save from there. That's about as good as I could hit that shot. I knew as soon as I hit it, the contact was pretty good, and it was pretty darn straight dispersion-wise on the net, which is always a good sign. So 2 pars. See if we can make it a third here on the 18th hole, which is a par 4, 486-yard hole, only down about less than 2 yards total, so pretty flat. But 486, not the shortest par 4 in the world. Let's see what we're looking at here with the flyover. Cool looking bunker shape there on the left that we just flew over. Once again, bunkers galore, seemingly, and some pretty narrow spots of this fairway. But this is a course they play on tour for a reason. So pin middle-ish. I mean, these are massive greens though. I don't even know where that pin. It's definitely towards the left. I don't know if that was considered middle, back, but aim here and hopefully get a decent strike. Be pretty happy if I could swing it at around 107 again and get 153, 154 on the ball speed. Get it out there. Always a bit frustrating. I'm thinking when you change out equipment, try some things for the first time. Obviously, you just want to be able to set everything up, plug everything in, have everything work flawlessly exactly how you expected. But had to go through a couple different cables because the cables didn't even work, because I had to obviously have the camera kind of far away from where my computer is over here. So had to do some returns through Amazon, try out some different stuff. Finally got a cable to work, but now I'm out here. It looked decent when I was testing it, but I don't know, some more trial and error, I think, to really dial things in. But hopefully we'll get there eventually, whether I need to order some more stuff on top of this or not. But I felt like I swung pretty hard, but it was toey. Not the quickest, despite feeling like I swung harder. 104.3, it wasn't super slow. We got 151 on the ball speed. Luckily, there must have been a ridge there. It rolled out to 293, so I'll definitely take that. However, still leaves us with a long iron to this green, so 194 up 7 brings us to 201. Luckily, we're in the fairway. GSPro suggesting 6 iron. I think that's what I'm going to hit. Hopefully, haven't been striking irons particularly well today so far. Wedges have been decent. Driver's been manageable. Haven't feel like I'm absolutely clobbering things right out of the sweet spot, but they're at least been manageable. And then short irons haven't even been that bad either. It's just kind of the long to mid irons have been letting me down a little bit. But let's see if we can catch a clean strike here with the 6 iron. Bright side is, at least from that first video I did, I checked it, everything does work. So at least the audio works. Doing everything that I changed around here, at least the video does work. At least everything kind of captured and saved correctly, and hopefully it's just as simple as tweaking a couple things within OBS, the recording and streaming software, to be able to maximize like the resolution and the output from that camera, which maybe I can do or not, I don't know. But oh, way right. Hung back on it, flared it way right. 16.3 degrees spin axis to the right. That is, granted, or considering the spin axis is low from the Garmin, sometimes as much as like half, that was a mondo slice, missed to the right. But we're in play, luckily. Leaves us with 43. We got to get up and down, put this inside the inner circle to save par. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a 56. We're at 43 out of the rough, up about just over 2 yards. So 45, and then another 2-3 yards, 48-ish. Pin's there. Gonna come out left. We're on an upslope, so yeah, I'm probably gonna have to try to land this 43, 44, 45. Let him roll out a little bit, but We'll try the 56. First time hitting that today. I may need to go a little bit. And it's going, but not quite. Not terrible, just I got afraid. I feel comfortable with, I've been working on my 50 to 75 yard shot with this club, which I feel more comfortable with that right at 50 yards total type of range, but just knowing I wanted to get it there, but I didn't want to hit it 50 or even on accident 55, and then where that pin was located be possibly off the green still chipping. So bogey there, I believe it was, for a 5. So take a look at the scorecard. I know with the video being captured, it's just cutting off that partial left side of the scorecard, but there's not much to see over there. It's just saying the hole, the par, index, and then just my name. But from Oakmont CC, Oakmont Country Club in Oakmont, Pennsylvania, course designer on this one was Adam TC4, and this one, reason why we're playing this, the request comes courtesy of Smoke Sim Golf, aka Kenneth Smoke. I'm not sure which one you exactly go for. I think it's kind of both, but go check out his channel. Really awesome simulator contact, and I appreciate the recommendation and the request for this one. So par on 1, par on 9, and then unfortunately a bogey on 18. So 1 over through 3. You can see some of the settings down here. Stroke play and firm over on this left side are probably getting cut off where the mouse is, but stimp was 10, greens were firm. Furthest back tees like always. Thursday pins, my elevation that I have it set to. No wind. We can take a look at the stats. I forgot to do that last time, but 2 pars, 1 bogey. Longest drive 293, average drive 277, 149, average ball speed 152, which for whatever reason, these numbers seem to be lower in this stats page than what they are on the course for whatever reason. I don't know if they get normalized or whatever, but 4 putts, 1 sand save, no greens in regulation, 0%, and we hit 3 out of 3 fairways. So kind of what I'm talking about with these furthest back tees, you're hitting long irons into them, which same thing in real life. You'd be my skill level. I'm happy if I'm even near the green with about 200 yards, let alone sticking it close to the pin or on the putting surface. But it is what it is. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Again, shout out to Smoke Sim Golf, and maybe anyone in there, including Smoke, anyone that's watching this, let me know down in the comments how I can possibly maximize the output of this camera and make things look a bit better. But I'm going to wrap this one up, play another couple subscriber requested courses that I have written down. But like always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.